You sit there, shoulders tense, heart quietly racing. You've spent years bending, shrinking, apologizing for breathing too loud, for taking up too much space. And yet, somewhere deep inside, a whisper grows. I'm tired of being small. I want to move through this world unbroken. The paradox is cruel. The very mechanisms that once protected you, obedience, quiet compliance, emotional invisibility, are now the chains that hold you back. The same hypervigilance that saved you from early criticism now leaves you exhausted, anxious, unable to claim your own power. You are both the survivor and the captive, and to break free, you must confront a hidden truth. The thing that kept you alive once is quietly keeping you weak today. Let's define what has been shaping you, often without your conscious permission. First, parentification. This is when a child's emotional landscape is stolen, when you became the caretaker of feelings far too large for you to carry. You learned to silence your needs, to anticipate and absorb the anxieties of those around you. Second, hypervigilance. Your nervous system has been on constant alert since childhood, scanning for criticism, rejection, danger. Like a finely tuned alarm system, it kept you safe, but now it keeps you trapped in indecision and fear, even when no threat exists. Third, avoidant attachment. You learned to hide your desires, to retreat from closeness, because love always demanded too much or punished too little. You mastered emotional invisibility, believing that survival required shrinking yourself. These patterns are not abstract. They remodel your brain. Neural pathways form around caution and compliance. The default mode network becomes a stage for anxiety loops. Emotional neglect schemas whisper that vulnerability equals danger. You have lived in a body trained to survive, but survival is not thriving. And this is where the line between protection and limitation blurs. The cost is invisible, but profound. It is the grief you carry alone, the soft daily agony of self-erasure. Think of Jung, who spoke of the shadow, the part of ourselves we deny, often to please others. Or Seneca, who warned that living in fear of judgment is a life half-lived. You have been giving away pieces of yourself to keep the peace, to avoid conflict, to be seen as good. Every day, fear threads through your life. Fear of judgment, fear of being too much, fear of abandonment. You may smile at work meetings while shrinking inside, nodding to decisions that hollow you out. At home, you may acquiesce in relationships, swallowing resentment, pretending you are fine. Invisible grief accumulates like sediment. You carry it quietly, as if it is a secret tattoo written on your bones. It complicates the simplest moments. A disagreement, a request, even rest. And all the while your true self waits, untapped, yearning for unrestrained motion. Now, look at how this history manifests in your adult life. You might notice: 1. Relationships. You avoid confrontation, tolerate disrespect, or over-accommodate to keep peace. 2. Career. You downplay achievements, overwork to prove worth, or fear asking for promotion. 3. Self-worth. You feel inadequate, despite evidence of competence or success. 4. Boundaries. Saying no feels impossible. Every yes is borrowed energy. 5. Emotional regulation. Small stressors trigger intense anxiety, shame, or frustration. 6. Internal identity. You question your own desires, wondering if you deserve more, fearing that asserting yourself is selfish. These behaviors are not flaws. They are survival strategies encoded in childhood. Witnessing them is not judgment, it is awareness. And awareness is the first step toward unlearning. Unlearning begins quietly, noticing the impulse to shrink, the instinct to comply, and choosing instead to assert, to breathe, to exist fully in your own skin. Healing is both subtle and radical. Start with inner child reparenting. Speak to the small you who needed safety, acceptance, and love. Offer it now. Engage in shadow work. Sit with the parts of yourself you've denied, the anger, the shame, the desire to explode with authenticity. Acknowledge them, name them, witness them. Practice nervous system. Regulation. Breathing, grounding, and movement retrain your body to tolerate presence, to hold power without panic. Choose softness over survival mode. Strength is not only force, it is the courage to feel, to pause, to say no without guilt, to claim your space without apology. As Rilke wrote, "Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act, just once, with beauty and courage." The goal is not to be fixed. The goal is to become whole, to move through life as someone dangerously unstoppable, not because you dominate, but because you are unafraid to be fully yourself. You are not weak. You were trained to survive. Now it's time to thrive. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs this reminder. And subscribe, so we can continue exploring the hidden architecture of our minds together.